Lily, you got a question for us.
I do. Hi. Big fan. Happy to be here. I've been recently found you and have been kind of like um watching a lot of YouTube videos of yours and going through the free starter pack, and I'll probably do a session. But I wanted to come on here and I've watched them, so I don't know what exactly can be covered during this free First Thursdays, but I'm an anxiety coach. I was a school psychologist for 14 years, and I struggled with anxiety and panic and OCD very severely, and then found something that worked. And so I've transitioned to being an anxiety coach. And so I do feel like I kind of know my ideal client. I have, I guess, the largest following on social media, on Instagram and TikTok. So I do pretty well. But I hate sounding salesy. So I guess my question, and that's why I was so excited, because I want to scale my business. I used to do I'm going to try to keep it concise. What I'd love to know today. So was revamping my website, and there's this like, and you had just done an Instagram post on, it doesn't have to be like the first person, like you've tried everything and you've been anxious. And I love making videos on social media because I feel like I can feel light, and I make thousands and they're really helpful. And then when it comes to like writing it, I feel like I get in my head. So I have, I guess that's where it is. I have this paragraph where it's like, check out my services. And a lot of my clients have tried so many things to help their mental well-being and their anxiety. And that's like me. Like I tried so many things, and I've worked with a lot of people that they feel like we're twins, all over the world. And that's the fun part of being on social media. So sometimes it's like someone's just experiencing anxiety, but probably 75% of the time. So I don't know if I could like read it to you or even show it to you. Like it feels, I rewrite it and it just sounds salesy, like, and it doesn't sound so great.
Yeah,
So,
let's do
okay.
a screen share and take a gander.
Okay. Oh, wait, let me get back to I had it just pulled up. Okay. So here it is. I feel embarrassed, but I'm just going to be showing it here. So this is kind of like, check out my services. And I did me, and then I, do quotes from clients. And I try to say here, like I've worked with people, and go into me. And I guess I'm just struggling. Like I've rewritten it, trying to say I struggled with it. And then the transition to like, check out my services. Like it all just feels bad.
Okay. I'll just read it out loud if that's all right.
Okay.
So, you want your life back. I've worked with hundreds of people who felt like they tried everything: therapy, meditation, supplements, medication, exercise, tapping, neurofeedback, diet changes, expos, hypnosis, and more, only to still be anxious. They felt hopeless and exhausted. If you relate, there's nothing with you.
Oh, nothing wrong with you. Yeah.
Okay. Nothing wrong with you. That was me too. For decades, I struggled with anxiety, and it was the most intense. And it was the most intense for 7 years, which I probably in which or during which I
Yeah.
experienced
Yeah.
panic attacks, derealization, and severe driving anxiety. What I know now is that I was innocently overcomplicating it and unintentionally keeping myself anxious with things I thought I needed to be doing. For example, extensive morning
And
routines and meditation and tapping, journaling, mantras, healthy eating, etc. The three principle, the three principles understanding, what I base my coaching on, helped me understand my mental well-being like never before. Since then, my anxiety, panic, and OCD have fallen away, and I've helped so many people effortlessly return to a place of mental well-being. Uh, if you want feeling good to be easy, check out my services. Okay. So which part of it do you cringe the most when you hear?
oh, I don't know. I just throw it out and start over. Um, I also know like some of it, like I don't know if I need to say like, is it too jargony with like three principles understanding? And the
Uh-huh.
most cringy. Um, I don't know. I guess all of it, I feel like doesn't do me and my work justice, and
Mhm.
I guess also like I've helped hundreds of people, like, I don't know, it just doesn't sound good. So that's why, I just was like tweaking with it yesterday. And that's why it has like spelling errors, because I'm actually not feeling well, but I don't know. I want to let people know.
You're concerned that they're gonna sort of be pushed away or feel like, oh, this is really salesy and
You know what? It hasn't stopped people. I've had a lot of clients. I have
yeah.
a lot of success. Like, it does well. I think because people see so many of my videos, like, I think they probably just skim over it. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
I guess it's just a personal thing. And if new people found me that didn't already see my videos, like,
I got it. Okay, first, it's fine. It's
oh,
good. It's great. I don't get a big any kind of big salesy vibe.
okay,
Um, so I think you can just roll with this, basically.
okay.
Um, but I just want to lift up for some people what's really great about this. So I worked with hundreds of people who felt like they tried everything. Now I see this a lot in sales where people say, "Oh, you've tried everything." Really? But what? And so we have then examples here: therapy, meditation, supplements, medication, exercise, tapping, neurofeedback, diet changes, exposed hypnosis, and more.
Yeah, I guess I was gonna say that one. I don't know was gonna, but
I
go
think
on.
that it's great because if I was, or great, yeah, if I were somebody struggling, who tried a lot of these things, I'd feel very seen. So it's helpful in a sales letter or a write up just to acknowledge what are the things they've tried. Um, because then, it's like, oh, that's my story. Yeah, I see myself there. So they felt hopeless and exhausted, I bet. Right. So if you relate, there's nothing wrong with you. That was me too. For decades, I struggled with anxiety, and it was the most intense 7 years during which I experienced panic attacks, derealization, severe driving anxiety. What I know now is that I was innocently overcomplicated. So this is, to me, that's the most interesting part, that you were overcomplicating it. And so that was the part I was most like, oh, what does she mean by that? How it's a compelling idea. And if I needed to be doing right morning routines, and so the three principles understanding, right? Somebody put in the comments like, oh, I'd want to know what those are. I think it's fine to put it because there are some people who know what the three principles are. And so that would actually probably build credibility, like, oh, that's somebody who works with this. And those who don't, I think most people would assume, oh, she's got some three principles that she works with, which I'll probably learn about later. But if you're concerned about it, you could say the three principles understanding, what I base my coaching on, and I'll tell you about later. You could add something like
Okay.
that, or words to that effect, just to let them know that you're not. It's like that's coming. I'll share it in a bit. Um, uh, Helped me understand mental well-being like never before. Since then, my anxiety, panic, and OCD have fallen away. I've helped so many people effortlessly return to a place of mental well-being. Right. So the only part I might change, if you want feeling good to be easy, I might just say something like, myself anyways, I might just say, if you're interested to learn more about my work,
Okay.
because that's the only part that maybe felt a bit salesy to me. Like, it can be easy, no problem. And which will, even if it's true, one of the switches we never want to flip is the too good to be true switch. Because then people just, oh, I'm being sold something. Yeah. So here's my big question for you. Why do the therapy, meditation, supplements, etc. not work? Or often, why don't they work for people? What's your take in a sentence or two?
Because it just adds more noise to your head. And so for the people that I work with and for me, we often feel anxious because we're spending too much time in our thoughts. Our head is too noisy. And so when we do that, it's just too much. And what we actually need is less, and to have a quieter mind. And that's it.
Okay. So I might put that right here in this intro. Also, I would, a general copywriting guideline for everybody, no paragraph more than 5 lines. So I'd probably put a few paragraph breaks in here.
Okay.
And I would love to see just a sentence or two about the quieting the mind, like what you just said. I would put it in there where it's just like, here's my quick take on why those things don't work. Just the idea of it. And it's like,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you more about this, down, read below, or if you're curious to know more about my point of view here. But that kind of pithy understanding of this, we already have too much noise and this stuff adds more noise. What we want to do is simplify. That's my core idea. This is very compelling. This is the kind of thing where, if you were to call somebody who runs a podcast or email them and say, hey, I'm a coach, they're not interested. I'm an anxiety coach, there's probably lots of you out there. But if you were to say, I'm an anxiety coach and this is my take, this is my angle on it, suddenly it's more compelling. I'd find it interesting, like, oh, I haven't heard that angle before.
Yeah, thank you. And that's very helpful. So maybe I'll even put it here, help me understand, and then I'll kind of maybe put it there, that noise and head, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people do find me because my take is different, on social media, and then they want me to come on their podcast. And that's where it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm able to say it. And then when I come to the words, I'm like, oh, but that's very helpful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for your work. Beautiful. And by the way, so what's your website called, and what are you on Instagram?
On Instagram, I'm _peace from within. And on TikTok, just peace from within. And then my website is peace-from-within.com.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a lot of silly videos.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the work. It's important stuff.
Thanks. Thank you for your work.
Yeah, you're welcome.